money in your pocket. I mean, they did well in the sale of that house, and only owned it 4 months.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
It just depends. You know, relationships with sellers are so very important because a lot of my business comes from repeat buyers.
Because Judy works her database frequently.
Because I do what?
Because you work your database of clients and past clients frequently. I see her in there working on her database all the time.
A long time ago through Buchanan, and I never will forget it. But when you've built your database, if you take your best 16 to 20 clients who have been true to you, who have referred business to you, keep marketing those people.
And that's 16 people.
And that's 16 clients. I mean, I've got probably
3,000 in your database?
I call those people my Valentines.
Your Valentines?
They're in a separate group. They get more stuff.
Those are your A people.
Get more money spent on it. And when I can take somebody to breakfast or lunch, or I can put those people together.
Okay, yeah.
You're right. They will keep you going.
The recipe that we use in our office is at least 2 emails a month. Probably, I don't like more than 2 a month, but we do 4 because I can't control it. 1 direct mail piece a month and 1 human touch every quarter. Now, if you have a smaller database, human touch every month because you have time to do it.
And that's a lunch or a breakfast.
Human touch is a pop-by, whether you see them or not. It's a handwritten note, believe it or not. It's some because you used your hand to write it. It's a pop-by. It's a phone call. It's something other than an advertisement. And if you organize your database and work it that way, you'll get the most out of it.
What database do you recommend?
That's a different class. That'll cost you another $5. I recommend,
I have the answer for that. The only correct answer for that.
which is
Lead Street.
Lead Street. I was trying to remember the name of it. I was like, it's Top Producer. What is the name of it? Yeah. I like Lead Street. It's got a lot of great tools. I also like Outlook. I use Outlook. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about how we can get some listings. So we know that people moving down, right? What are those called? Empty nesters? Downsizers. Where do we find downsizers? We find them in houses that are too big for them. Where do we find houses that are too big for them? Or where do we find big houses? Maybe not that big. They have a tendency to stay. Probably in that $350,000 to $500,000 price range. Going to have multiple bedrooms, 4, 5, 6 bedrooms. Look for houses like that. Okay, so what else? Where else can we find listings? How else can we find more listings? Let's talk about some more ideas for that for another.
To the 55-plus communities.
Okay, why would we do that?
Well, because the people who are living there are older than 55.
Uh-huh.
Some of them are dying. You know.
Sometimes when you talk about this stuff, there's just like no nice way to say it.
But, you know, there are, I've had 2 listings over in the 55-plus community where the parents came here because their children lived here. Now they've either gone to a retirement center or a nursing home. The house is vacant, they need to sell it.
Very good.
Marketing to that type of neighborhood is a little bit difficult.
So you just gave me an idea then. So typically people that are passing away or they're becoming of that age have wills, right? So who typically does a will for somebody? Attorney. So what kind of attorney might it be a good idea to add to your network right now? Probate attorneys, right? Estate attorneys. What's the proper term? Probate? I got it right? Okay, good. Do you guys want to do one more? All right, what do we want to do now? Anybody got another listing you're trying to sell, or work it out between the 2 of you?
I have a dilemma, and I'm hoping maybe you
Okay.
can solve it. I'm new here, so I'm trying to work a subdivision strongly. My farming, I've done this in
Excellent.
cities, And I know how to do it, except this one's really challenging because there's 3 factions that I'm up against in there already. And I get all their mailings because they don't know who I am yet, so it's been very informative. One person is with the blue people, the coal banker people. And
The blue people, the blue Martians.
they send a massive list of everything Coal Banker has sold since day one.
Market
They put it under
updates.
Their name, so that it looks like they've sold a gazillion properties.
Yeah, that's what sneaky advertising's all about.
The other one I want to show Frank this one tomorrow. Another one was a Gary Green postcard, and here Remix, we go tell them about how we capture TV advertising. They had something so slick. They had on the front of the postcard a little cell phone where a lot of people get their information from wherever. 550 websites will have your listing. I'm going, that impressed me, and you know, and I'm with the best company, but that was really good. Then the next person is right on the highway, right on the, I mean, they're big. They're big. They're so big that they only have buyer's agents working for them. Every month, like clockwork, a very slick, large postcard. They kind of make it, they try to look like somebody lives in there, but they don't. One of their buyer's agents probably lives in there. But everybody's trying to look like they live in there. And I'm trying to think, what do I
Live in there, what do you mean live in
in the
there?
neighborhood.
Live in the neighborhood,
It's hot,
got it.
I'm right down the street. I'm your neighbor. I'm your, you know.
Well, Frank, where do you live?
I live in the estates of Willow Creek,
Which is where?
Tomball.
So he's my neighbor. Tom Ball is a neighbor of the Woodlands. Where do you live?
Indian Spring.
Well, you're definitely my neighbor. Where do you live?
Founders Reserve.
Where's that?
It's behind the Black Walnut. It's patio homes for in
So you're my neighbor. Where do you live? You live in Tomball. She's my neighbor.
See, I don't have trouble with
That is not a lie. It's the
I don't
perception.
have trouble with the neighbor concept because I live in there.
Mhm.
What I have trouble with is I have to be aware of my competition and study what they're doing. I'm very critical of the visuals on their cards. One lady put absolutely too much stuff to read. I think, you know, I used to teach journalism, so I kind of know.
White space is important.
Right, and so I'm trying to look at each thing, and I guess it's just they have frequency. These are all experiences.
That is the key right there, my love. It is
But
frequency.
here's the way I thought I might do it. I was thinking, when I'm able to do the shoe leather, because that's what they're not doing. They're doing these massive mails where they're not going to visit everybody. I'm just looking for a good 200 homes in there. So I'm thinking of taking things around, putting
Okay.
my own door hanger, and then following up with postcards and doing the things where they keep seeing the branding. But anything better than that to do?
No, absolutely not. I don't believe we get out there enough. I don't.
Tammy's a big proponent of door knocking.
I love door knocking.
And
I
you
love
can't
door
show their
knocking.
Websites.
I don't love doing it. I just love. I think it's extremely effective.
Let me ask you something on door knocking. Do you think it's most effective to go in the evenings when people are home?
I'm gonna come back to you
Because nobody's home.
because I have an idea. Do not knock on my door. I will hate you if you knock on my door. There's-
I don't want to knock
So what I would do if I were you is I would go buy, may I borrow this? Little things like this. This was 99 cents at Walgreens, right? Little hand sanitizers, little chickens, little anything that's not
Pop-by
edible.
items.
Pop-by items, seeds and that kind of thing. And staple your business card to it and put your message on it.
Seeds are great right now.
Yeah, the seeds are great. Sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to knock on
is your
it.
family growing? And then need a bigger house, right? We can come up with dozens of those, can't we? And then every month go by and drop off something different.
I thought that's the only way I can see to do better than my competitors because nobody's ever dropped anything off at my door unless they're running for office. Or they're trying to give me a certain good
So, and then I would probably pay someone to deliver it. I think that's money very well spent. Get thousands of them out there, right? Because you're marketing now to the masses. If you're door knocking, you don't know where you're going or what you're going into, right? You don't know any characteristics about these people other than they all live in the same neighborhood. So they must have something in common because they were attracted to the same neighborhood. But I don't necessarily believe in door knocking, so to speak. I use that term because that's what you guys understand it to be. What I mean is get out in the community. So I bought my last house, the one my in-laws live in. Do you know why I bought it? Because the neighbor down the street told me it was going on the market. Because I was looking at the house across the street. Well, what I didn't know, and he didn't tell me until after we bought the house, but that's fine because it was a blessing that we bought it, was they hated the people that were selling and they couldn't wait to get them out of the neighborhood, so they were telling everybody they could about this house that was going on the market and what a great house it was and what an amazing lawn it had. You can find out so much if you just get out there. So 2 things. Get a dog and walk it. If they are not, don't knock on my door. I had probably 16 people knock on my door this weekend. I did not answer it once. Number 1, I'm usually there alone and I'm a woman and I'm just not doing it. And number 2, I could be in the middle of a backgammon game. I love to play backgammon when I have downtime. Or I could be cooking something, or I could be weeding in the backyard, you know, and I probably don't want to talk to you. I'm already living with ants. I definitely don't want to see any more people, and I'm not the only person in the Woodlands that feels this way. When I'm at home, I get so little time at home. Don't come sell me something on my front porch. No, bad, bad, bad. No. But when I'm walking my dog through the park and I see, hi, how are you? And you're wearing your little Remax shirt or your little Remax hat, and you got your little Remax signs on your cars. The thing is, for everyone that you know and everyone that you live around and where you're farming, everyone should know who you are and what you do for a living, and how they can help you make a living, and how you can help them sell their houses. So I would not recommend going and knocking on doors. I don't think it's a problem to drop things off on doors, but don't knock.
May I insert here?
Yes, you probably don't like this advice.
I agree with it completely. I have done it. In my own neighborhood, which is approximately 200 homes, I've put out door hangers twice. I'm going to tell you, 200 homes will take you 3.5 hours. It's grueling.
I've done a lot
And
of
so
it, too.
my recommendation to you is, if you're going to do door hangers, hire a couple little kids.
Yep.
Do not give them a $20 bill and a stack of door hangers, because door hangers will go in the trash, okay? What you have to do is, you walk down the middle of the street as they're doing the houses on either side. So you are right there with them the entire time. Both times I have door hangered my neighborhood, I have run into somebody in their front yard who had a need to sell their home.
Yeah, that's been my past experience in other cities. I was there, I positioned myself just by being there, and I try to fast walk for exercise to do it. But I like that idea a lot of letting these little runners go take the stuff there. But I had a lady, I watched her start generating $8 million in sales a year out of a subdivision I lived in St. Louis.
Nice.
She didn't even go to the door. She rolled the things in plastic and tossed them.
Now, I don't like
I
that.
didn't like that. Just like I don't want anybody knocking on my door.
To me, you're just littered in my yard.
Yeah, so I think that's
Yeah.
another no-no.
Yeah.
I use those nice bags with a hole
Yeah.
cut and put them over the doorknob, or if there's.
I feel like we need to get in our community more. We do. We need to be talking to people. I can tell you, I know 4 people thinking about listing their houses.
So can I ask you something? When you, like, let's say you do go to your, an event
Okay.
in your neighborhood, and you're talking with people, are you telling them right away, hey, I'm an agent, you need to buy or sell?
Well, it depends on if you know them or not, right? And that's a different class. You're going to come to all my classes. You need to come to persuasive sales skills. When you're talking to a stranger, okay, so let's just say that we're in a park.
Yes.
And I got Mocha, my dog, and you've got Fluffy, right? And you're a homeowner. And I have to find a way to take that conversation about the dog and turn it to real estate. So maybe I say something, and I'm going to wing this, but we're talking, and I'm like, oh, what a cute little dog. What's your dog's name, Fluffy? Oh, this is Mocha. Oh, they like each other. Where do you live? Oh, you live over off of Elk Crossing? Oh, that's such a great, I just sold a house off of Elk Crossing. Do you know number 22? Or I just showed a house. Or you need to know your market, right? Or I've got a buyer looking for a house on that street. They love that street, right? So now we're talking about real estate. We're no longer talking about Fluffy and Mocha, right? But that's not, hi, I'm Tami. I work at Remax. I'm a realtor. Would you like to buy or sell a house?
She'd be like, oh my gosh, get this.
And they're like, and then the next time they see you, they grab Fluffy and they go running in the opposite direction. Yeah. Talk about your business. Talk about what you do for a living. Okay. So we're done officially. Congratulations. I hope that was